This video will be going over the lore of the main fighting cast, being the main 15 goobers you can play as. This is also all according to the wiki, and I will also not be going over the comic, so if something happens in the comic, no it didn't. Sword is a part of the Lost Temple, but he does spend a lot of time outside of the faction. He's also the adopted son of Shake, who taught him how to use the sword from a very young age. He also met Medkit, a good friend of his, at age 16, and also helped Darkheart find them. I don't know, I don't understand that part of the lore. On a more personal side, he is 5'8", 24 years old, and his birthday is on the 22nd of July. Finally, here are his relationships. He is cousin with Banhammer, a helper to Darkheart, cousins with both Valk and Dom, close friend to Medkit, best friends with Rocket, the son of Venomshank, and he knows Zuka, likely because he's again friends with Rocket. It's also stated that some of the Sephoth swords don't even know that Venomshank is his dad, which is quite interesting. Skateboard. Skateboard has very little lore, but here you go. He's part of the Playground faction. He is 5'8", he is 24 years old, and he has his birthday on the 12th of August, which, knowing me, likely around the time this video comes out, hopefully, maybe? No, it isn't. Oh, just cut that line, editor me. He's also friends with Boombox, Coil, and Slingshot, who call him Skate as a nickname. He's also said to be the worst at chess out of all the Infernals, which is pretty much every single person in the fighting universe. Biographed. Biographed is a machine made by Subspace, who created them as soldiers for Blackrock, and thus there are multiple Biographs as opposed to every other character who's one of a kind. He is also given set programming by Subspace, but also has some sort of AI learning module allowing him to adapt to different situations. They're also 5'8" and 3-year-old, making them the youngest fighter in the game. Despite being a machine, they still have a birthday on the 30th of November. They're called Bio by Boombox, Invention by Subspace, and Robot by pretty much everyone else. He's also the dumbest fighter in the game due to his mostly set programming. Katana is a fighter that, after defecting from the Lost Temple, is a member of the Thieves' Den, and is also a former Church of the True Eye member. We'll get back to them later. His goal is also to slay the corruption. What's the corruption? I don't know. The wiki doesn't elaborate. He's also a 6'8", 43-year-old and has a birthday on the 20th of September. They're also friends with Hyperlaser, former colleagues with Scythe and Broker, and neighbors with Shuriken, Slingshot, and Vinestaff. He's also been to every faction in the game to get better with his weapon, Banhammer. Banhammer is a warden police officer that is too cool to be in a faction. He's attempting to catch criminals Medkit, Scythe, and Broker, likely because they're in the Church of the True Eye. And while aware of Subspace's illegal actions, Banhammer is not allowed to arrest him due to Blackrock's higher-ups. He's also a demi-deity, or a demigod, as the Wind Force is his mother. That also means he's immortal outside of being murdered, so he can't die to old age and stuff. He's also cousins with Valk, Dom, and Sword, and he is aunts/uncles with all the swords except for Wind Force, who is obviously his mom. He imprisoned Voidstar, who we know very little about, and his enemies with Scythe and Broker, who subsequently call him Benny, likely to taunt him. He's also gifted at golf, can play the electric guitar, prefers waffles over pancakes. Let's go! He also has 4 eyes, but you can't see them due to his blindfold that he only wears to even the playing field with everyone else, because he's a demigod. I personally would not take a chance against a 22-year-old versus a demigod. I think that's pretty one-sided battle, don't you think? I think. Since we just got through all the melees, now's a great time to ask you all to subscribe. I don't make many videos, and when I do, it's on games I actually like, so hey, it's right there, it won't take you that long. Rocket was formerly a part of the Playground faction, but is now a loner, not aligning with any. After leaving Playground, he found Zuka, who adopted him, and Rocket is sometimes somewhat mad at Zuka for his past affiliation with Blackrock. Zuka also knew Venomshank, which led Rocket to meet his best friend, Sword. He is 5'6", 22, and his birthday is on the 17th of January. He also has 2 prosthetic limbs that were broken due to him blowing stuff up. He's also friends with Medkit and is unable to swim due to his prosthetic limbs. Slingshot. Slingshot is a cafe owner and a part of the Thieves' Den. He also runs the cafe with his friends, being Shuriken, Skateboard, and Vinestaff. He's also roommates with those 3. He's also 5'8", 22, and his birthday is on the 4th of June. He is also neighbors with Katana, and he's called Sling by his aforementioned friend. He also canonically wears Air Force Ones, which apparently have been modified to push away air molecules, which not only makes them unable to get dirty because it like pushes away the dirtiness, but also makes him be able to walk on air, obviously. Hyperlaser. Hyperlaser is a high-ranking mercenary in Blackrock, and he works with Biograph and Subspace. He's 5'8", 38, and his birthday is March 1st. He is also friends with Katana and is said to have really, really bad burn marks under his armor, likely why he wears it. He's also killed the most people excluding deities, and he has a cat named Princess, Shuriken. Shuriken is a part of the Thieves' Den, and a helper at Slingshot's Cafe. They are sisters with Vine Staff despite having no parents, don't know how that works, and he is 5'7", 22, and his birthday is on the 16th of May. He is also neighbors with Katana. His tattoo was printed on him by himself, and they're to commemorate Vine Staff's wooden arm. We'll get more into that later. He's also canonically the loudest snorer in the game. Scythe. Scythe is an outlaw from the Last Temple and is a part of the Church of the True Eye, which is considered by some to be a cult, and she is also 5'11", 42, and her birthday on the 6th of June. She's rivals with Banhammer, co-workers with Medkit, co-workers with the Broker, and former colleagues with Katana. She's also stated to be scared of ghosts, and her favorite genre of music is country. And that's all our range characters. They were a bit simpler, but still had a fair amount of lore. And also, subscribe, because between you and me, I'll probably make a part 2 of this video does good, covering most, if not all, of the non-playable characters. So hey, like and sub would be appreciated.
Also, I read all my comments, so give me feedback, okay? Thanks.
Medkit is from the Lost Temple, but used to be from Blackrock. He left after he and Subspace had a fight over how to use the special crystal, with each of them taking a chunk of it. This fight injured both him and Subspace's eyes. He's also 5'9", 30 years old, and his birthday is on the 29th of December.
He shares a birthday with my dad. That's really, really cool.
He's friends with Rocket and Sword, he is co-workers with the Broker, Scythe is his boss, and he is former co-workers with Grav and Warp, two characters we know very little about, but they were scientists that helped Subspace. He also canonically eats all of his food unseasoned, and he drinks coffee black, because he's a weirdo. Boombox. Boombox is a part of the Playground faction and has not ever killed anyone. This is also important to note because the inclusion of this line infers that everybody else on the cast has blood on their hands. That's weird, don't you think? He's also a musician and is friends with Skateboard and Slingshot. He is extremely extroverted and has an outgoing personality to the point that many fighters such as Medkit, Biograph, Hyperlaser, Banhammer, and Subspace are quite annoyed with him. He is 5'5", being the shortest fighter, and 23, with his birthday on the 23rd of April. Subspace. This guy has a lot of lore, which you could probably have already told by him being very prominent in other people's lore sections, so we'll be here for a while. Firstly, he created the Biographs, which are the robotic army of Blackrock, which is also his faction. He's notably rotting away constantly due to all the poison he's been in proximity to over the years. He is also ops with Medkit, as they had an argument how to use the crystals. Along with Medkit, he also has his eye damage, but notably did a worse job of patching it up. He's 5'10", 30 years old, and his birthday is on the 23rd of October. He also has no sense of taste due to his mouth's decay, and his favorite genre of music is the screams of his victims. Vine Staff is a part of the Thieves' Den, and her brother is Shuriken. Again, don't know how that works considering she has no parents, but she also helps Slingshot with his cafe, and the three of them are roommates. Her arm was also apparently made out of wood. Despite her efforts to amputate it, it grows back. She is also very kind and protective of everyone, and she is said to not be the only person with a wooden arm. She is 5'11", 32 years old, and her birthday is on the 20th of March. Coil. Coil is a part of the Playground faction and is stated by the Biographs, and by extension Subspace, to be a crystal criminal. This likely means he has some chunk of the same energy-heavy crystal as Medkit in Subspace, which can be seen on his blue horn. Also in some dialogue, Medkit points out that he has a crystal. The crystal is likely used to power his coils, and they are mentioned they have a lot of power. This is hinted by him saying, "Great day to test my modifications." And he is also being hunted by Biographs. He's stated to be from the streets, and also is friends with Skateboard. He's also friends with Skateboard. He is 5'8", 20 years old, and his birthday is on the 7th of August. And that's every single of the currently available 15 fighters' main lore. I definitely missed some stuff here and there, but that's generally the main lore you'll have to know if you plan on dissecting the lore further. Subscribe and like and leave a comment because I read all of them and I'll likely respond. And if this video does good, I'll make a second part where I go over the non-playable characters because they're also quite important to the lore. See ya!